Mi nombre es Maribel Martínez, estoy en interna con Mexicanos Unidos por 6 meses y estamos aquí en la vigilia de Jorge Steven Mercado en Pier 45 junto con la comunidad de Nueva York.
Fierce, along with hundreds of other individuals and organizations here in New York City and across the country, join you today in remembering the lives of Jorge Steven Lopez Mercado and Jason Madison Jr. Our hearts and thoughts go out to their families, friends, and communities.
We are outraged by these tremendous acts of violence against our communities. And violence against our communities is often an untold story. From the days before the Stonewall Rebellion up to today, homophobia, transphobia, racism, and sexism have fueled the violence against us.
If anything, we learn that Jorge and Jason did not live their lives from a place of fear, and we as a community will not either. May their lives continue to inspire us and motivate us into action. I will not be forgotten.
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 We will not be forgotten.
We will not be forgotten.
You will not be forgotten.
You will not be forgotten.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
There comes a time in our lives where we question our meaning, our purpose. In a time of war, famine, segregation and hatred, it saddens me to feel that gender is persecuted by anyone. We are just the same underneath the shadows of the sun. We are just the same, no more, no less than anyone. There is no place in the world for people to segregate based on religion, ethnicity, sexuality or gender. I urge all of you to get involved, to become a mentor to the youth who are trying to find their way in a world of possibility. Perhaps become the next great fashion designer, find the cure for cancer, or better yet, be a magnificent husband, wife, father, or mother. But most importantly, to be an example of individuality, pride and hope for a world that is searching for a reason to believe.
Being gay was never an issue for me. I am proud of who I am. And because I believe in freedom for each of us to be who we are, I've never had issues with others for our difference. I was walking home by myself from the laundromat, like I had done many times in the past 3 years that I have lived in my neighborhood, like many of you have done before in your neighborhood. Yet, on night of September the 2nd, at 10:30 p.m. in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, I was gay bashed. I was brutally attacked by not one, but 4 black guys. One of them choked me from behind, and 3 others kicked, punched, held, and called me fag. I fear for my life. I was going to live. What have I done? Why me? These were questions and were running through my head as I was being viciously attacked. In spite and pain and fear, I am here to fight with my voice and actions and work to be louder and stronger than before. This is not the end of me. I will stand against bigotry, homophobia, and hatred. I do believe love is the answer, and you are all proof of that. Love one another, help us ensure that what happened to me and what happened to Jorge does not happen to anyone else. Stand with me and speak out. Thank you.
Their souls and spirits with us as we speak of their name, and not only for the hate crime and the brutal action that has taken place, but as them as being our heroes for what they've been through and being out and open to who they wanted to be, not because they had to be a closet and hold it out because society didn't like who we are. We will stand here today and be who we want as a gay male, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, anything that we want to be. were born to be. And we will stand here and live our lives, not for people, not for whoever, governor, president. We will live our lives for us.
Dennis and I and the entire board of the staff of the Matthew Shepard Foundation stand with who are grieving the loss of Jorge Steven Lopez Mercado in one of the most shockingly brutal hate crime in Puerto Rico's story. Our thoughts are with Mr. Lopez, all who knew and loved him, the members of his community, and the millions worldwide who have been touched by his senseless death. Our family and the foundation will continue to work to prevent similar tragedies in any way we can.
And I also want to add that Italy has come out and called this a murder. It might be nice if the United States came out and said what this was, that these were murders, because we need to name it, to define it, if we're going to get the legal action behind it, to make it stop. Now, I'm coming into a space of quiet and centered and motherdom. In the words of Jorge Steven's mother, Miriam, when my son told me he was gay, I told him, now I love you more. I want to tell the world that hatred is not born with human beings. It is a seed that is planted by adults and fostered, creating a climate of intolerance and violence. We must change our ways and understand that anyone could have been my son. And I want to say to everyone that Jorge Steven was a very loved son. She continued, we must change our ways. We must understand that love is more powerful than hate, that justice will prevail, and that there is hope. We must indeed change our ways, our lives, editing all of our lives from every walk. Every one of us depends upon this.
I'm going to read you what Christopher Pagan wrote. Christopher Pagan is the gentleman who lives in Puerto Rico that learned about this horrible crime and stood there thinking, what should I do? He decided to write a letter and send it to I Report CNN, and that was where all started. Christopher Pagan is a 24-year-old man who was raised in New York and moved to Puerto Rico since the age of 18. Now Jorge is an icon, a messenger of change. He will change the way people see bigotry and brutal acts of hate. I never met Jorge, but I can tell you that I feel like he's sitting next to me every second of the day as I write this letter with tears in my eyes. I can feel his presence and his contentment, feeling that justice will be served for him and many others that have suffered this fate. Jorge is the story. I am the messenger that made sure it was heard and read, loud, very loud and clear. Always remember that your most powerful asset in this world is your voice. God bless the world, and God bless the legacy and spirit of Jorge.
Tonight we are coming to a greater awareness of ourselves and what needs to be done.